I saw something pretty troubling online, and I used to be a part of the hummus hating club, so I just had to address. We're making hummus on 3 different levels. Together, we're going to learn what it takes to turn dip pressing hummus into something spread-tacular. Get it? Dip pressing spread-tacular. Dad jokes are in full effect. But first, let's talk about traditional hummus. If you're chasing that ultra smooth, restaurant quality texture, this is the route. Dried chickpeas, when soaked and softened with baking soda, gives you incredible control over flavor and texture. Let's not forget, they are also clutch if you are cooking in bulk, watching your sodium, and or simply just trying to stretch that grocery budget. You can start from here or simply pick up a can to keep things simple. And honestly, with the right technique, you can still get that silky, smooth texture in a fraction of the time. So let's get into it. We're starting with our no-fuss go-to hummus. Here's what you'll need to get this done. Chickpeas, of course, garlic, salt, olive oil, lemon juice, tahini, cumin, and garlic powder. To start, we're going to give our chickpeas a quick simmer for about 25 minutes. This will soften them up even further and help your hummus turn out like this video. Smooth and shareable. Smooth and shareable was my nickname in dodgeball. Now, into the food processor goes lemon juice, garlic, no chopping, olive oil. Blend that first to break down the garlic before adding in our tahini. Next, add in the tahini and our seasonings. Blend it until well combined. And finally, add in the softened chickpeas. Blend until smooth and creamy. You may need to stop here and there just to scrape down the sides. But hold up, there's a trick to getting this hummus super fluffy. It's ice cubes. Yeah, instead of water or ice water. Let me tell you why though. Ice cubes keep the mixture cool. Gradually add moisture and whip air into the hummus for a fluffy, creamy finish. Now that you're done, spread it, swirl it, top it with olive oil, a bit of paprika, honestly, whatever you like. Next up, a unexpected treat, chocolate hummus, which also could be known as like brownie battered hummus. I've heard that called out before. I know what you're thinking. Is chocolate hummus also your nickname? The answer is yes. No, seriously, this hummus works. I actually made this one 2 ways. First with a can of black beans, and second with a can of chickpeas. This way, I can show you the different textures you might end up with if you choose to go with something other than chickpeas. That could also be delicious. For the black bean version, what we're going to need is black beans, cocoa powder, maple syrup, vanilla, dairy-free milk, salt, espresso powder, and cashew butter, the natural runny kind. But you could use any seed or nut butter you like. For the chickpea version, all we're doing is subbing the chickpeas. Everything else stays exactly the same. Both beans have the option to either be simmered or not. We didn't simmer the black bean ones, so we could show you the texture difference with our final dips. The simmered version comes out silky smooth, while the other has a more textured mouthfeel to it. For this recipe, we're pretty much getting almost everything into the blender, outside of our milk. That will add last after we judge if the texture is too thick and we want to smooth things out. If you keep things thicker, it's kind of that brownie batter kind of feel, but if you loosen it up a bit, that's where you got that spreadable chocolate hummus kind of feel. Now, me personally, I like the look and texture of the chickpea version best, but the black bean version does have a more distinct flavor. I also didn't notice any beanie taste in either version. So, you know, pick which version sounds best. So what makes this one intermediate? It's because the key here is flavor balance. You want dessert, but if you're not careful, it might taste like your dip is going through an identity crisis. Okay, cue the suspense. This is where we push our hummus to new heights. Expert level, spicy, silky, smooth, curried hummus. This one brings the heat to the competition. Okay, to make this, we're going to be bringing out the big dogs. I said that very suspensefully. Basically, we're just switching tools here. We're gonna use a high-speed blender to get things done. Why? Because we're aiming for the creamiest, most luxurious texture that we can get. And here is what we're gonna need. Some canned chickpeas, garlic, ginger, lemon juice, tahini, olive oil, canned coconut milk, and our seasonings. Now, into the blender goes our lemon juice and garlic. Here, I tried to pulverize my garlic by tossing it whole into the blender and letting the blades do the work. This resulted in me needing to stop and almost use a spatula to clean the blender by pushing everything down. In hindsight, you could skip this step by mincing your garlic beforehand. Next, add in the tahini and our ginger. Along with our signature Nard Dog curry spice mix. This blend of seasonings was specifically designed to bring the maximum flavor out of this dish. Yep, did that myself. And lastly, we're going to add our softened chickpeas. You know when you first turn on the blender and everything shoots up to the top? So yeah, that's why we're adding the chickpeas on top of the spices. This way, less spices end up here and instead end up here. Using my rubber spatula, I'm going to scrape the mixture back down to the bottom of the blender. Then, similar to the food processor, I blend again. I start to incorporate olive oil to help get things just a bit smoother. I also add coconut milk to this one, which not only helps with the texture, but also with the nutrient absorption and taste. And after letting that blend for a few minutes, yep, you guessed it, we're still using ice cubes to cool the mixture and aerate it. I like to plate this curried hummus and top it with green onions, a drizzle of olive oil, and some red pepper flakes. This one's expert level, not because it's difficult, but because it's layered, intentional, and packed with flavor. So this is it, the classic, the chocolate, and curried hummus. 3 different ways to level up your hummus game no matter what you're getting yourself into. Which one's the best? I'm gonna go with the curried one. You let me know your thoughts. These full recipes can be found linked in the description, or you can head right over to my website, makeitdairyfree.com. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. You're amazing, and don't forget, till next time, believe in good. Peace. One more thing. And hummus where the heart is. Okay, I'm done with dad jokes.